Jesus saves. My eye getting better. Wow. Oh, this lipstick. I think I bought this lipstick from, it was $50. But anyways, y'all know God is in control at all times. So I wanted to come up here. I'm trying to see if anybody come up here. So since nobody's up here yet, I'll be right back. Hello? Anybody there? Oh, so are you subscribed to me? Are you subscribed to me? Or are you a secret admirer? Well, that answers the question. Okay. Well, today is Monday, and I've been really basically just taking it easy. Oh, you just come right back up here, huh? You get off and then come back. You're still the same person. Make it make sense. You're still the same person, honey. You can't fool me. Now you got some other people up here with you. Hello. Okay. If you're not familiar with me, I am Sheri Brown, and you're on my live, and this is Jesus Saves. So, if you look at the description of this live, basically it's explanation why I do not go live like I used to. So, I think a few of my subscribers, survivors, I call them, they know. I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. Well, I had noticed when I was going live, I had got like a little potty mouth, and I was basically this year I was working on still is working on my profanity, and sometimes people would say things in the live, and I get distracted, and what would happen is I would sometimes use profanity, and I I don't like the idea, people come up and they call themselves being bullies. Hello, being bullies and all that, and I I know how to deal with people like that. But what I'm saying is, you're not just gonna come over here and say and do what you want to do on my channel. And I do not have a moderator. I have YouTube, the little thing that you put in there where they see where people are making certain remarks and whatever, and they will take the remarks and hide them or whatever. But I'm not big time, so it's not that serious. The thing is, people should know how to behave on other people. Other people's platform is just like if you go to somebody else's house, because you are in my house on social media, you're still in a part of my house. So if you got any type of home training or manners, you know not to be disruptive and say stuff on my lives. Okay, United States. I'm in Virginia. You don't need a 50 flags to say where you from. Yeah. At the end of the day, we're all people. No matter where you're from, what country you're from. So, yeah. So I had stopped going live 3 and 4 times a day. That's one of the reasons why I stopped going live, was because it was people trolling, bullying, and saying things in my chat to try to get my mood changed and stuff, and change my character. And then I had started using profanity, and I'm trying to stop that. So I can't have that. And yeah. Okay, what do y'all use? If y'all need to tell somebody where y'all from, Creflo Dollar come up here 6 days a week on live, and he'll ask everybody in the chat to type in where you're from, what country, what city. This is not the platform to say where you're from. You can say you love Jesus. Jesus saves. Hallelujah. Thank you. It's not like that. I mean, I see all y'all faces. I see your little logos. If you want somebody to subscribe to you, make some videos, make some shorts. It's enough is enough. Majority of the people that came on my lives, and that's why I'm up here to explain. Majority of the people that came on my lives since I've been YouTubing, going on 10 months. Or is it 10, 11 months? Maybe 11. Anyway, June 22nd, y'all, be a year. That's how fast things go. So, I realized all the times I was going on live, a lot of people weren't even on my channel for me. They were using my platform as a pawn. You ever play chess? Well, as a pawn. And they were getting up and wanting me to, holler out their name and talk to them every day on the live, so they can get noticed and people could follow them on their channel. Majority. Not everyone, but majority. Okay? And this particular lady, and she's still doing it. And I'm going to tell you how she's getting away with it. Because she got more than one gadget. So I hit her. And she's still doing it. Because I caught her today. 2 times a day. And then what YouTube do, YouTube shows me that this lady is looking at me on something. So I think it's on her son's phone, or either her gadget in her TV, or another extra phone that she has. I hear her. Where I made a video about thank you. And she went right and made a thank you video. The only difference is she saw how I did in my video, made her shorter and dressed up. That lady, I don't mean no harm. And I'm just saying, God is watching every move we, including me, make, right? But this lady, I think she was born a copycat. Because majority of all the views she got on her channel, she kept stealing from me. Every time she see what I do, let me go see what she doing. You know, I had cut the lives out, and this lady still go on one of my shorts to see what I did, or go to a time and say, well, I'm going to do this too, but I'm gonna do it better. You know, I mean, let me tell y'all something. This is the funniest part about it, okay? The lady ain't even get her channel to really go until I started my channel. You know how I know? Because YouTube, it tells you when the person had made an account and when they made their first videos and when they started making videos, right? Because you have to have a certain amount of videos before you can even go, live? Something like that? Shorts? Before you can go live. 50, right? Well, I go back and I plucked on this lady's face, and that's how I know. And I looked at where her shorts and where her views started at. It started around the time when she started watching me on my lives, getting ideas. You know, kudos to her. But it's sickening that you have to sit there every single day to wait till I drop a video or do a live in order for your channel to succeed. This lady is a lot older than me. And I don't even like giving nobody no attention. That's why I haven't even said her name. I call her Miss M. I won't even say her name because it's enough that she's trying to steal from me. Not literally, but you know, content is stealing. You know, people steal people content all the time and ideas and things. That's one of the reasons. That lady is like the top reason. Okay? I mean, I seen her do it, especially today. Because YouTube sends me this stuff that she do. And they said, look, you made your video this time and dropped it, and she went and dropped hers, and look. She did everything you was doing, but she tried to steal from you. They're not telling me this. They're showing me this so I can see who is calling itself being competitive against me. But see, I keep telling people I ran track. It was competitive to me when I ran track. That's different. A different type of thing. It's a sport, right? But the thing about it is competition, because this lady, when she started her channel, she kept talking about God, Jesus, Jesus, God, Jesus, Jesus. I'm still talking about God, Jesus, 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 God, Jesus, Jesus, right? But she's selling her soul because she going over there, because YouTube always send me stuff. It's like, you want to get on the newest trend? So she went and go do this song, some nasty song about something about her behind and stuff, so she can get views. Now that's something somebody would have did on TikTok. This lady is too old to be just trying to get views. Doing anything to get views. As far as stealing content. And then going, because you see all of these youngins and the younger people got hundreds and hundreds of views and maybe 2,000, 3,000, 10,000 likes off of a song talking about your behind, hips, and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you know, the hardcore way. Those rap songs, y'all know what I'm talking about? The rap songs that really talk hardcore, you know, something that would be that I would have been listening to in my 20s. Well, this lady's a lot older than me, so she's one of the main reasons too. And I don't get her; she can't stop me because whatever God got for me, He has for me. You know, the thing about it is, and she's not the only one, but she is so out ratchet and tries to do like the same thing. It's hardly no different. The only thing she did in the video that I made, when did I make the video? Anyway, the praying video. I prayed, and I say thank you, right? The only difference she did is she gave all her props to YouTube instead of God. Duh. Yeah, not her followers, her subscribers. I made a thank you video a long time ago for my subscribers. But I had to thank God first because what? God is the one that led me to open up a YouTube channel. YouTube is supporting me to get subscribers and survivors and people that join the Jesus train, right? If it wasn't for YouTube promoting my videos and showing and studying the people that like the type of content that I put out, I wouldn't have subscribers, right? Make it make sense. So, you know, that's mainly like why I don't really like come up here like 3 or 4 times a day because I don't have time to keep on um, traveling backwards. You know what I'm saying? The devil come to kill, steal, and destroy, and it comes in all forms. I'm saying if you're almost 67 years old, why don't you go over there and mess with them people's song just so you can get views? You need to pay your bills that bad. It's almost worse than you going in tricking. Because the views still the same thing as monetized money. Make it make sense. So, we're on. I skipped yesterday, y'all. I'm thinking the day before yesterday. I skipped it on the live with readers, right? But I don't worry about that because I'm always getting my daily bread, y'all. Trust me. Majority of the time, like every day, I don't even eat until I get the word in me. Some people say, oh, I got to get coffee. I got to eat, you know. Prayer first and then the word, you know. And it doesn't matter if it's the daily bread or something from Charles Stanley or, you know, um, uh, I think of it, y'all. I've been doing a whole bunch of stuff around. I'm always do something. So, but, you know, you keep your mind always doing stuff, it sharpens your mind. If you sit around all day and not do anything with your mind or your hands, you know, your body, how do you expect your life longevity to be? You think it's going to be longevity? If you don't have a good work ethic, do you honestly think? I'm just talking to y'all. I'm going to tell you how I know, okay? I've been that one. More than 1 or 2 times would stay in my bed all day long. A couple of years ago, after my dog died, I wouldn't even wash my behind. It wasn't stinking either. But listen to what I'm saying. The things that you're supposed to do because of depression or feeling sorry or pity. And then some people, plain old laziness. All I can say is for the people that are depressed and the people that are sad and down or whatever, just say the prayer to God. Feel the void that I'm having and heal my heart ache. Because that's what my problem is. I lost my dog. I had a dog 13 years. Okay? And, you just have to pray. Number one thing is pray. Any situation that you're in, pray. Okay? But always use your hands and your mind. Write, draw, paint. Do some things with yourself. Because I'm going to do it. People always ask me, do I sit still? Yeah, sometimes. But I don't sit still too long, because once you start sitting still and you get your body used to sitting still again, then you're going to be at a stumbling block. You're going to be on pause. And I had paused my life too long. Okay? Trust me. And I paused my life 2 or 3 times in my whole almost 50 years. Okay? Don't put your life on pause unless God asks you. If God asks you to sit still, then sit still. But don't ever sleep your life away. I did it 2 times in my life. I did it here, where I stay now, and I did it on 36th Street on the border of Newport News and Hampton. And my son kept me straight on that part. Because one thing about my son, he always gonna tell you, whether it hurt your feelings or whatever, he gonna let you know you're fat, you do something wrong, your feet crusted. Let me tell you, one thing about that Gemini son of mine, he gonna find a joke out of everything, but he's still gonna tell you the truth. All right, Second Chronicles. I think that's Chronicles, yeah. Second Chronicles, chapter 33, verse 10 through 17. When he prayed to him, the Lord was moved. In the Second Chronicles, chapter 33, verse 13. And okay, title is God of the Fresh Start. The merchant of death is dead. Y'all hear that? The merchant of death is dead. That was the headline for an obituary that may have caused Alfred Nobel, the inventor of dynamite, to make a course correction in his life. But the newspaper made a mistake. Alfred was very much alive. It was his brother Ludwig is Ludvig, who had died. When Alfred realized he'd be remembered for a dangerous invention that claimed many lives, he decided to donate most of his significant wealth to establishing an award for those who had benefited humanity. It became known as the Nobel Prize. More than 2,000 years later, another powerful man had a change of heart. Manasseh, Manasseh, king of Judah, had rebelled against God. As a result, he was taken captive to Babylon. But, quote unquote, in his distress, he sought the favor of the Lord. Of the Lord, yeah, of the Lord, quote unquote. And when he prayed, God brought him back to Jerusalem and to his kingdom. Second Chronicles, chapter 33, verse 12 through 13. Y'all, is that word again? That name, Manasseh, spent the rest of his life of his rule in peace, serving God and doing his best to undo the wrongs he'd done before. Quote unquote, the Lord has moved by Manasseh prayer, verse 13. God responds to humility. I'm sorry, did I say humanity? No. Yeah, that was humanity up there. Okay, when we realize we need to make a change in the way we're living and turn to him, he never turns us away. He meets us with grace we don't deserve and renews us with the self-giving love he poured out at the cross. New beginnings begin with him. And that's James Banks that wrote this. Where in your life do you need to have a change of heart? Maybe I need to have a change of heart with Miss M. You know, she's like a pet peeve to me. I don't feel like, you know, a threat or anything. It's just a pet peeve, a copycat. You know, just like a liar, a copycat, or a bully. It's like a pet peeve. You know, maybe I need to have a change. How can I have a change of heart with her? I'm trying to think, Lord. Because I was going to look at some of her videos, and then when I went to see her videos and I seen that she was emulating me and stuff and doing things, I just said, you know what? I just have to block this lady, hide her from my channel. But YouTube always sends me to, every time I do a video, and if she goes and do something similar to it, YouTube sends it to me, and I'm like, I'm questioning God, and I'm questioning YouTube. Why you keep sending me this lady? If I hid this lady from my channel, what make you think I want to see hers? Because I know I'm gonna keep saying the same things that I'm doing on my channel, because she's found a way to cheat. Because I hid it from the channel, and then she went on one of her other devices, like a pad, a laptop, or a computer, or an iPad, or her son's phone, or something, and still watching me. Well, thank God I'm your help. But anyways, maybe I should have a change of heart. How will you turn to God today? I love God. I love Jesus. You know, it's just some of the things and some of the some of the people that God made, and some of their attitudes and the way they go about life, what I don't understand, and some of the stuff I just can't put up with. Because, I mean, everybody's not the same. And majority of the people in the world want to do the same thing somebody else doing. I've never been that one. I would try to create something on my own. I'm more like an inventor than a mimicker or a karaoke type person. You know, somebody told me the other day, Yeah, I was in a church somewhere, and we was getting, I was in line singing. And she was like, you can do karaoke. I said, ma'am, there's a difference. Karaoke is people trying to sing somebody else's song. Ma'am, I write music, I know how to sing. But thank you. But I'm not a karaoke or meteor or whatever you call it. I've been known that ever since I was young because I've always been creative. And then when I would try to do something like somebody, it's kind of hard to do it because I want to know how to do something on my own, you know. And I appreciate YouTube and some of the people, like the things that I use, like Only God Can Do It, and a young lady about the hair thing that she made. I mean, she inspired me. Renee and then the other young lady, they inspired me to create my own things that I can cook beside and underneath and voiceovers. They inspired me to do my own thing, my own stuff. Renee Winston is a gospel singer. This other young lady was just doing YouTube and TikTok or whatever else she does. And her voice and whatever she came up with, that idea she came up with, don't you hate when somebody say your hair not done? That's a big deal. Especially for somebody that do hair. And I'm always changing my hair all the time, you know. Oh, okay, thank you. I haven't seen you in a while. Your thing look different. And yeah. But yeah. I I kinda like this. But the thing about it is, it's like every time, like when I talk about something, and then I go to the Daily Bread or something, if I skip the page or something, whatever, and I read it, and a lot of times, like when I be talking about what I talk about, and I go back and read something, it basically be pertaining almost about what I'm talking about, y'all. When I was on Meta, I used to always say connect the dots, you know, wake up with Jesus. Yeah. I still go over there and share some of my videos from YouTube. I'm gonna go back over there though, cause I have a whole platform called Wake Up with Jesus. But I used to do my Wake Up with Jesus, my Meta mornings on Sheri Brown. But I have a whole platform waiting on me, a business account waiting on me to do, the same stuff that I do here. You know, I open that up. Only thing I gotta change on there is my Cash App thing, and then just build some content what I'm doing right now on there. And I don't have a lot of friends, so basically, I'm gonna tell you why I got that over there. I have it over there because, hold on. Because I know how people are. When they feel like you're nobody and you're not a celebrity, right? Or you're not who they think and want, or you should be, right? So I opened that account, and then I came to YouTube because I wanted to be, because I wanted to do television, right? And I opened that. I said, because I know what was going to happen over here on Jesus Saves, right? So I said, now watch when I go back to Meta to Wake Up with Jesus, and everybody try to get on a Jesus train. That's how it always happen, y'all. So I just hold that over there because that's going to always be there. It's always going to be Wake Up with Jesus, because I started Wake Up with Jesus before I started Jesus Saves. But guess what? I came up with Jesus Saves before Wake Up with Jesus. Weird, right? Yeah. 2020, I had drew it, but in a different way. But I used a money sign because Jesus don't cost. He free. Yeah. That's just how my mind always works. So yeah, that's why I had stopped going live like 3 and 4 times a day, because I noticed the people that are monetized, and it's not fair because they are monetized, stealing content from me, what I'm doing. They're helping see what I'm doing, jump off and then go make a video or go do with the same thing I'm doing. And then they already have a platform. They've been there for years and years and years, and it takes off. Because why? They have more subscribers than me. I just have the ideas. Yeah, so that's why I stopped doing that, y'all. And I started putting up more shorts because the views count. You know, I know a lot of people not gonna like me because I'm no big time person that they want, wish, or didn't wish me to be. So I basically let my work show for who I am. You know, as far as like my cooking, and I love to dance, love to cook too. The dancing is more like a more like an outlet. You know, it's like exercise. You know, get the steam off, stuff like that, and I get to enjoy dancing without having to listen to all the other type of music that I used to listen to, and then be thinking about sex when I'm not even having sex. I don't need to be listening to lyrics about sex, you know. And that's just the thing, you know. But I do feel, I still want a husband. I still want to have sex, but I don't want to be fornicating with nobody because I lost my life too many times fornicating with people that was lusting over me, not loving me, you know. So yeah, and that's what I was basically was talking about, y'all. Was me, why I don't go live. Because majority of the people that was on that platform was lying. They wasn't there for me. I had to hide about 2 or 3 people from my channel today because I noticed they have not been supporting me unless I'm on my live. LL. I got that lasagna. I got that crystal hot sauce. Watch this. Don't be playing with me. Don't play with me. I'm getting the crystal hot sauce first. What's this? What's that? What's that? What's that? LL. What's that? Huh? What's that? You know I don't lie. I can't eat no meat today, but I made it. I told everybody. I said, don't be thinking I'm favoritism. Look, I tell them. I said, don't be thinking I'm favoritism. LL. I put you in my videos, all the shorts and videos. I tell them. I said, this is for one of my subscribers. I don't think I said LL though. I said, because he always asking for the crystal hot sauce. I said, when people support me and write in the comments and say stuff to me, I'm going to try my best to, you know, fulfill their wishes. I already know it's good, but I can't eat it. It's meatless Monday for me. But I am going to eat some. You weren't even supposed to see it on this live. I got 2 minutes. Look, you messing up my content. You messing up my content. All my food delicious. Sensational Sheri. Hey, LL, stop playing with me. Look, if I let you come over here, you would eat that whole pan of lasagna. And probably had to buy another bottle of crystal hot sauce. Look. I ain't want to add that because I already know. Jesus saves. Hey, look. Hey, I couldn't say that. Yeah. Hey, look, if you had got me, let me see, last month in the last of March, when I was being a little hot thing, I probably would have said it when I was cussing and all that stuff in the March. That's why I got off the lives, because my mouth wasn't getting no better. I kept cussing. I love you too. Yeah. Yeah, I be talking about you sometime when you ain't up here. I said, LL ain't up here. I said, I ain't got his hot sauce yet. Like sometime when I come back from grocery shopping, I said, dang, I forgot that hot sauce. Or they, you know the last thing I had to get for the lasagna? The daggone noodles. I had all the cheese, all that stuff for it. I said, I forgot to get the lasagna noodles. So I had went back and got that. I think what day was that? Was it Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. Excuse me. Oh, look, this is about the fourth time I didn't yawn on a live. I've been busy. Yo, it's worth it. It's worth it. Every bit of it is worth it. Yeah. No work is a devil's workshop. I keep myself busy all the time, so I won't get in no trouble. And I feel the voids. I feel all those voids. The other things I don't do. I don't have sex. I don't drink. I don't drug. And what else? A whole bunch of things I don't. Oh, I don't play a lottery and gamble no more. So there's a lot of things I cut out. So what I do is I fill those voids with the things I like to do. It's dancing, cooking, writing, coloring, painting. Just stuff. What's that? You ain't been. Thank you for the compliment. You ain't been watching my videos, the stuff, my videos and stuff, things I've been doing, the shorts. You don't watch the shorts. You just wait on the lives, huh? You like the real time stuff. Every now and then you'll say something in one of my lives or video, or no, a short or something. You be like, "Where is that hot sauce?" or something like that. But yeah, I I had to freshen up because I was doing some things around the house, so I had to freshen up. And then I can't tell you the other part. I can't tell you the other part. Oh, good. I know I haven't been hearing from you, but I ain't really been doing that many lives. But I haven't been seeing you during the time when I be reading. I don't be seeing you. But I don't do that much cooking and stuff on the lives no more. And I know you used to always be in them lives when I be cooking. So that worked out for me and you because you said you working more. Because remember I used to ask you, I said, how come you always popping up on my lives when I'm cooking or eating something? I said, do you work? And I used to go live like 4 times a day. That's why I asked you, did you work? You now working. Thank you, Jesus. What type of work you do? You still here? LL, you still here? You gotta be calling your name right, or is it an I? It's a E. It's a L. It's a lowercase L. Anyways, so y'all, I've been up here for a minute, and I'm just gonna read this one. This one right here, then I'm gonna get off. Okay, so I'm going back to Sunday to May the 4th, and it's Psalm 16. You make known to me the path of life, and you will fill me with joy in your presence. Lasting joy. In 2014, residents of of a village in Norway erected a traffic sign that encouraged, hold on, sorry y'all, that encouraged people crossing the street to do so in a silly manner. The intent was to bring a few moments of humor for silly walkers, quote unquote silly walkers, and onlookers alike, to brighten one another's days. These brief glimpses of silliness were a hold on. Why is this not going to come out? Momentary encouragement to downcast spirits. The Bible acknowledges that we'll have seasons of difficulties and hardship causing us to feel demoralized and sad. The book of Lamentations and many psalms give voice to such pain. Yet the scriptures also point us to what can bring us lasting joy in all circumstances. The presence of God. David penned the words of Psalm 16 with an eye to a eternal future with him. Those of us alive today, after the death and resurrection of Jesus, know God's presence even now through the Holy Spirit. Though they may only last a short time, humor and levity can lift our spirits in times of difficulty. Facts. However, to experience the lasting joy that sustains us through the most peaceful seasons of our lives, we must take refuge in God. And that's verse 1. Who counsels and instructs us. And that's verse 7. I was leaning on. He'll never abandon us. Instead, he'll make known to us the path of life. And that was quote unquote. And fill us, quote unquote, with joy. Verse 11. And this is Christian Holmberg. Holmberg. Excuse me. What brings you joy during seasons of difficulty? What brings you joy during seasons of difficulty? I had to do this a few times. What brings me joy is overcoming obstacles. So what I do is when I'm going through something that I think is something or something just trying to irritate me or upset me, what the joy that I get is from I will compare, like for instance, okay, from the year 2016 to 17 and a little bit of 18, I had lost 3 places, and I had been the devil tried to take me out, y'all. I had been stabbed, cut 3 times, and hit in the head a few times. And then I was going through abuse from 2 exes. And I think about how rough that was and physical that was, right? And the thing about it is, God brought me out of it. And that's the joy of, that brings me joy, is how God is always working behind scenes, you know, working for our good when the devil is constantly trying to destroy us, right? So that's the joy. The joy is knowing that God is the Father and Jesus is the Son, and the Holy Spirit works through me, and it strengthens me, and it helps me remember, oh, this is just a test, or this is just a trial, and or this is a temptation, or you know, it just that is, you know, how does God's presence lift your spirits? Like now, reading God's word and reading other people's testimonies and parables and stories, it also brings me joy and uplifts me and show me and let me know that God is, his presence is always here, you know, and his presence is through the people writings, and his presence is through the times and the years and all the testimonies of all the people has been through or gone through or going through. Yeah. Yeah. And also, let me go back to the other page. I got to tell y'all about the prayer. So, yeah. The prayer in this one is, Holy Spirit, thank you for being with me through both good and bad days. You're the source of my joy. Okay. So I went back to tell y'all about the prayer, because I don't remember saying the prayer, y'all. Forgiving Father, thank you that you'll never turn me away. Please help me to turn to you with all my heart in all I do today. And Bible in the year is 1 Kings chapter 19 through 20. And then Luke chapter 23 verses 1 through 25. And I know why I had forgot the prayer, because LL had got up here, y'all. And then the Bible in the year for this, the lasting joy, is 1 Kings chapter 16 through 18. And then Luke chapter 24 verses 47 through 71. That's a lot. That's a lot, y'all. You hear that? Luke 22. Chapter 22. Luke chapter 22. Verses 47 to 71. That's some deep reading. Yeah. So I don't know what it is. You know what I'm starting to feel? The things I've always felt, because I have discernment, right? I'm starting to feel like when I first started YouTube and when I first started on Meta, every time I'm talking about God, people have problems with that. But they go and follow all these people that's not even subscribed to Jesus or God. Make it make sense. You know, when I first, started YouTube and on my Meta Wake Up with Jesus thing, I tell people at the end of the day, it's not all about the subscribers and the fans and things like that. Because if you go to all my Meta, and that's Facebook accounts, and you see anything that I ever wrote on anything on my platform, majority of the time I would just go up there and talk about my day and God, Jesus, and post pictures and pictures of my food, stuff like that. I didn't even know that it was blogging and stuff. I didn't know that was. It was just things I like to do. I would take pictures of my different hairdos, different. Every time I change my hair, or if I change my wig, or if I change my wig, my makeup, or if I'm cooking, taking pictures of my food and stuff like that, because that's art too. So I was doing most of that on all of my platforms, especially on Facebook. And yeah, but if you go on there, all I did majority of the time was talk about God and Jesus and what I wanted for my life and things I want to do and the things I enjoyed doing. I'm doing the same thing here on Jesus Saves. And the messed up part about it, and that's why I stopped going live too, because mainly the people not here for Jesus. They just here to see what hairstyle she has, or what is she cooking that I can cook on my channel, or how she draw her eyebrows, how she do her concealer, what type of mascara she used. That's sad. You got a sad soul. Because at the end of the day, if it wasn't for God and Jesus, I wouldn't be on YouTube. You wouldn't be able to be looking at my eyes, my makeup, my concealer, my hair scarves, how I tie my hair scarves, how I put my clothes on, how I dance, how I draw, how I paint, how I crochet. You know, I like the fact that y'all look at me. But you know what I do not like? You don't respect God and Jesus. And that's somebody that I die for. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. Jesus saves.